Making money requires that you follow particular principles, and these 5 money principles will make you rich in 6 months if you follow each and every one of them and take them at heart. Now, these are not things that I've derived out of nowhere. These are things that I have sat upon. These are things that I have practiced each and every day of my life, and they have been able to transform me from being broke to actually being a rich person, to being a millionaire. Now, if you do apply these to your life, I don't care who you are, I don't care where you're from, you should be able to get rich in just 6 months. So in today's video, I'm going to be diving right into them. So stick around right through to the end so that you can get them at heart and get to apply them in your life so that your life is completely transformed. The first principle is that anyone can make money. Yes, I do understand that you're in an undesirable position. You're in a situation where you're consistently looking at yourself and you're thinking to yourself, is it even possible for a person like me to get money? Is it even possible for a person like me to get out of brokenness? Well, I want you to understand that it's actually possible. You're thinking to yourself, well, I'm too broke, or maybe I have a really poor family background, or maybe I'm not educated, I'm not skilled, I have no knowledge, I'm probably too old. Yes, I understand. And that is the very first limitation that's stopping you from actually doing anything that can make you money. I want to tell you that it's actually possible to go beyond those limitations. First, you're thinking to yourself, I'm probably too broke. I want to tell you that almost every rich person that I've personally met, almost every rich person who has gotten to levels of being really rich in this world has been broke at some point. I mean, some of them have lived on the streets, some of them have begged for food, some of them grow up in really terrible backgrounds. So you're thinking to yourself, I grew up from a very poor family. Some of them have grown up from really poor families. They never put on shoes when they were young. So that's not a limitation for you to actually making it rich. You're probably thinking to yourself, I completely don't have any skills that would enable me to make money. The good news I want to tell you is that you can learn any skill. Yeah, I don't want you to be limited and think to yourself that not having any skills is a problem. Anyone can learn any skills. Now, unfortunately, school has taught us that the things that we do learn in school, the things that we are trained in school, are literally what we need to be able to develop our lives and pursue our lives. That's completely not true. I personally studied to be a doctor. I went to school, did medicine, did 6 years training in medical school for me to become a doctor. And here I am, decided to do chickens and look after chickens after graduating as a doctor, and that was the first path to me actually making it to getting rich. So what school trains you is not the last limitation. So if you didn't go to school, which might actually be another thing you're thinking to yourself, well, I didn't go to school, I don't want you to think to yourself that that's a limitation. The most important thing is for you to be able to learn. The most important thing is for you to be able to open your brain and understand that you can learn anything. Yeah, going to school will teach you particular things, but you might even be luckier that you didn't go to school, because not going to school simply means that there is more possibilities. You are not indoctrinated with terrible doctrine, which is taught in school these days. I mean, when you do go to school, they teach you to be a machine. They don't teach you to be creative and utilize your brain to come up with ideas. So you might actually still have the option and the idea of not having your brain think and function like a robot, but actually having your brain be open to doing a lot of things and trying out very many things. So I need you to understand that not going to school, not being learned, is not actually a limitation. You just need to open up your brain and understand that you can learn anything. Or maybe you're thinking to yourself, you're too old. I mean, think about the founder of KFC. When did he come up with the recipe and with the whole idea? When he was in his old age. So I understand that you're probably in your old age, and even people in their old age want to make money. They don't want to be broke. But you're thinking to yourself, I think I've run out of time. I don't have enough time to make money. You don't need 10 years to make money. You don't need 20, 15 years for you to make money. You only need a few months of doing particular things and changing your mentality for you to make money. So I want you to understand that age is also not a limitation. Maybe it's the place that you're in. I'm probably in Africa. Now, if you're watching news and you listen to a lot of news, you'll understand that people actually do think that Africa is a poor place. Everyone in Africa is broke, and it's quite understandable, because that's how the news portrays it. That's why you must never listen to what the news tells you. But people will tell you that people in Africa are broke. Now, of course, I'm in Africa, yeah? I'm an African, born in Africa, raised in Africa. I'm currently in Africa, and I'm not broke. So if you're thinking to yourself that you're going to be broke because you're African, then I want you to know that it's 100% not true, and it's actually possible for you to become rich even if you're in Africa. Now, if you're outside Africa and you're thinking to yourself, whoa, I'm broke, well, I want you to remember that there's someone in Africa, the place that you've been told that is for broke people, and you're actually in a privileged place. I mean, you're outside Africa and you even have greater possibilities for you to make money. So I want want you to understand that your location doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're born or raised in Africa or you're born or raised in Europe or South America. It doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that you believe you can make money from anywhere. So anyone from anywhere can make money. There is no limitations. The second principle about money is that money is a good thing. Now, unfortunately, the world has painted money as a terrible thing. Again, because of the news. Every time you do watch the news, something terrible is happening. There's probably a robbery, there is a murder somewhere, there is a theft somewhere, and a lot of these things are tied down to money. Someone kills someone because of money. Someone goes and robs a bank and murders people because of money. Everything is tied down to money. But that's not true. That's completely not true. What is true is that money is a good thing. I mean, think about yourself. Think about the things that you personally want to use money for. If you sit down and think critically, if you're like me, most probably you want to, take time off and go on a vacation somewhere. Is that a bad thing? No. Most probably you want to build yourself a good house and not be homeless, not live under a leaky roof. Is that a terrible thing? No. Most probably you want to support your family. You want to pay school fees or tuition for your siblings, for your brothers, for people in your community. Most probably you want to help your parents. Most probably you want to be able to treat your parents when they do get ill. Probably they have grown old and they have an illness and you're in a position where you can't treat them. You want to get money so that you can treat them. So in that aspect, money is not a terrible thing. It's a good thing. It's a good tool. Also, think about it. What would happen in your position if you don't have money? If you don't have money, most probably you're going to be sick. When you do get sick, most probably you're going to die because, you can't afford medical care. Number two, you're going to live very terribly. You're going to live in a leaky house. That's if you're not living off the streets. You're not going to have food to eat on any day. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to spend any time off because you're struggling to make even just a little few cents of money. And forget just about yourself. Think about the other things that people who do have money have helped around in the community. Think about people like Bill Gates. Yeah, this is a guy who has helped with healthcare all around the world. Now, I do understand that there might be a lot of controversial stuff about his intentions and why he's doing such stuff, things he's getting back in return for that. But it doesn't change the fact that because of the money he has, the world has become a better place, at least in form of health. Less people are getting sick, money is being donated to treat diseases all around the world. There is a less disease burden simply because of the money that he has and he's donating. Look at people like Elon Musk. They have helped in spreading and placing the internet all around the world just because they had the money. If he didn't have the money, this is not something that would be available. Most probably, there is a chance that you might not have been watching this video if Elon Musk didn't exist, if he didn't have the money to ensure that the internet is spread in particular areas. You understand? So money is actually a tool. It helps in the development of our society. So if you do have the right mindset and the right purpose and motivation and the right drive to make money, then you are more likely to achieve it. If you don't have the right goals, if you don't have the right beliefs about money, if you believe that money is a terrible thing, then you're not going to go outside there and look for it, because most probably you're going to be thinking to yourself, you're going to be causing disaster in the world, you're going to be making your life sad. But if you understand that money is actually a good tool that can be utilized to make the world better, then you are more likely to be motivated to drive and work towards actually having money that will not only affect you, but affect those around you. The third principle is that you need to use money to make money. I know that does sound crazy, because most probably you don't have money and you're thinking to yourself, how do I get money when I don't have money? It's true. You can actually make money without money or with as little money as possible. But when you do get money, you want to utilize money to make money so that you accelerate your growth. It even just comes from the simple systems of the world. Just look at banks, for example. If you do want to go and borrow money from a bank, you want to utilize money to do some investment or something like that. If you don't have any track record of money, most probably the bank is never going to give you money. They lend money to people who have had money or to people who have a lot of money. In fact, the more money you have, the less the interest that's going to be put on the loan that you're going to be getting. Because they're almost certain that they're going to be getting back their money, and your track record is really good. So you need to understand that money is actually a tool. Someone who doesn't have money, it's very, very unlikely that the bank is ever going to give you money, because you don't have any track record. Most likely they believe that you don't know how to utilize money and you're just going to throw out the money and lose the money. So a lot of people actually want to make money. They want to, grow and make a lot of money, but they are too stingy with the little money that they have got. If you're too stingy with the little money that you've got, most probably you're only going to remain grasping that and you won't be able to take a hold of anything else in your life. Yeah. So what are the different ways that you can actually use money or utilize money to get more money? You need to make sure that you utilize money to do trainings. Yeah. You need to make sure that you learn from other people who are above you. So do a lot of trainings. I mean, there's a lot of online trainings over there. A lot of them are going to be paid for, honestly. I personally have attended a lot of online trainings that are paid for, but the purpose is to ensure that I can get more skills. I mean, I'm learning from people who are better than me and they have gone through all these experiences. I can certainly pick something out of their lives and they have utilized to make their lives better. Buy books, buy online books, whether it's audio books or, you know, soft copy books for reading. It doesn't really matter. Make sure that you buy books, learn from people's experiences and get ahead of others simply from others' experiences. Expand your business. I mean, you've got money, you want to scale and expand the business, but you don't want to invest money back into the business. I mean, you're thinking in one way or another it's going to grow just organically. It's possible. It could grow that way. But if you can quicken the growth of the business simply by using money, then why not? You need to utilize money to buy back your time. If you've started a business and you have your time, you want to make sure that your time is as valuable as possible and you can utilize it for the best results. So, number one, you want to use money to ensure that then you get a bit more time to rest. I mean, if you've started a business, you're most probably the most important person in the business. And what that means is that you need to spend as much time recovering as possible so that you're physically present when the business needs you. You don't want to be sick and weak and tired when the business needs you. No, you want to be physically present. And the way you do that is by letting other people do the things that you've been doing in the business so that you take off time to rest. But number two, you want to utilize your time to get creative and come up with better ideas. You don't want to utilize your time doing the things in the business. For example, for me right here, I could decide to utilize my time to edit the videos. Now, of course, I shoot the videos because no one else can shoot the videos. I mean, no one else can talk in the videos. The videos are me, yeah? Now that I have to do. But everything else, I mean, I don't need to edit the videos. I don't need to upload the videos. I don't need to follow up with the performance of the videos. I can give that to other people because then my time is best utilized in me sitting down and thinking about the best content to give you guys for the videos. In fact, even that someone else can do, yeah? And they can come up with these great ideas, they bring them to me. If I do believe that it's a great idea, then I can, you know, go ahead with it and share it with you people. The only thing that they can't do is record the video because it has to be me to record the video. So you need to utilize your time to come up with the best ideas. And also in that time, when I'm not editing, then I can think of other business ideas that I can personally implement to make the world a better place. But number three, you want to utilize your time to do the things that you set out to do when you started a business. I mean, things like spending time with your family, things like traveling the world, things like, you know, just enjoying your life, going for a race, enjoying that beautiful car that you did buy for yourself. Otherwise, if you don't, and you're spending all the time working because you don't want to spend money and pay other people to, you know, do the work that you're going to be doing, your life is going to be pathetic. It's going to be terrible. So you need to make sure that you utilize money to make money. That's the third principle about money. Number four is that money can be made in so many different ways. What you need to understand is that you should never be fixated on only one possible way of making money. I mean, there's 8 billion people on earth. A big percentage of these actually make money, and they make money in different ways. They all could never ever make money in one way. For example, let's use my egg selling business as one. Yeah, I personally raise baby chicks to the point where I can sell them and sell the egg. But let's look at everyone who makes money from me or in one way or another makes money alongst the chain. Number one, the scientist who breeds the chickens to ensure that, you know, they get the best genetics to lay eggs, makes money. Number two, the breeder farm, the person who raises the parents, you know, the breeders, after getting information from the scientist, makes money in one way or another. Number three, the hatchery. I mean, the people who make the hatchery machines, the incubator machines and all those things, they make money. Number four, the transport people, the people who transport the chicks from the hatchery, the drivers, all those kinds of people make money. Number five, the transport companies. I mean, Toyota, for example, or Honda, whichever company makes the trucks or the cars that transmit or transport all these things, also make money from that chain. And most probably they make vehicles specifically for transporting chicks, so they make money from it. Number seven, the feed producers, the guys who produce feed that's eaten by chickens. Next up, the vaccine producers. Next up, the equipment producers. They all make money. Then there's also me who does raise the chicken. I also make money. Then the workers that I employ on the farm, they also make money. Then the wholesalers who I sell my eggs to also make money. Then the retailers who the wholesalers sell their eggs to also make money. I mean, look at that. And that's only just one business, selling eggs. And I mean, I haven't spoken about a lot of other people who are still equipped to this. I mean, there's the vet doctors and all that kind of stuff. They all make money from one chain. And this is just one thing, selling eggs. So think about all the different places that money can be made in this world. So what you need to do is make sure that you learn as many skills as possible. There's so many skills in the world that can be utilized for you to make money. I mean, for me, for example, I studied to be a medical doctor, but in addition to that, I learned a lot of other skills. I have a great skill at talking, as you can see, making this video. I know how to edit YouTube videos, videography. I know how to do graphics. I know how to play music. I can do music. I've also learned skills in selling. I've also learned skills in farming. I'm also a farmer. So these are a lot of skills that I've personally learned that give me the advantage or the edge in a lot of different perspectives. And when you do get one that actually starts working, then you need to make sure that you focus on it. Don't focus on each and every one. Try out as many things as possible, but when you get one that's working, then focus on it. If you focus on so many, then you become a jack of all trades, a master of none. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you focus on one of them if you've seen the potential in it, and let it bring you the great results. And when it brings you the great results, then you'll have money, like we've talked before, that you can then invest and utilize in other things to grow your skills and be able to do a lot of other things. So you need to make sure that you try out as many things as possible, but focus on one. For me, for example, I could never focus on music. Yeah, that's what you need to understand, that there is a lot of very many ways you can make money, but some of them are more efficient than others. I could never tell myself that I'm going to focus as much of my attention on making music, because that's a very, very difficult way of making money. Because number one, there's a lot of people trying this out, but number two, there's so little control that I do have over it. Whether people like my music or not, I completely have no control over it. I can try to do what's trendy, but when the trend changes, then things become a bit more complicated. I feel like for me, that's something that was out of my control. I still do love to play music, and once in a while, as you can see my guitar in the background, I'll get it and play. But it's not something that I'm going to do right now to make money. It's something I could have done, but I decided not to focus in. So you need to make sure that you understand and focus your attention and direction on things that are actually more efficient and more likely to bring you money. Finally, principle number 5 is that you need to adapt to make money. You can't remain stagnant. What you need to understand is that, first of all, there is competition. You have a lot of other people competing with you for the same market, for the same niche that you're in. People are consistently evolving. People are consistently coming up with new ideas about how to start that business, about how to run the business, about how to get results from that business. And if you don't come up with great ideas, if you're not consistently evolving, if you're not consistently trying to get better in what you're doing, then most probably you're going to be left behind. Look at Nokia, for example, the phone company. It was great. At one point in the world, there was nothing or no one better than it when it does come to making phones. If someone was talking about the standard unit or the SI unit for making phones, it was Nokia. But when the market shifted and the interests of people shifted, they failed to shift, or they probably shifted too slowly. They probably thought one thing is going to work forever. And just like that, they got left behind. So you need to make sure that you're consistently evolving. What's working now might not be working 2 years from now, might not be even working 3 months from now. You need to make sure that you're consistently learning and consistently evolving, consistently putting in new skills so that you remain relevant and you can keep making money. Now, if you've watched this video until the end, most probably making money is something that's very valuable to you. And I've made a video about how you can make $100 each and every day on the internet with just your phone. I believe this will be a great point for you to start and actually learn how to make money. I'll leave a link to that video right here. Click on it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Catch you very soon with another video. Lots of love. Bye-bye.